have sight in
why
my
would Major
inventory.
Bread help us?
Oh, because that's what lets you see the map in the game.
That doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry about it. Wait, do you have it?
I miss those helpful brooms.
Oh, right, we swapped their magic room. I was like, what is this? There we go.
You're sinking, bud. You're sinking. Aw, sweetie. Little hash brown is still asleep. For those of you keeping track at home, go ahead and mark that down on your scorecards.
I mean, I've done goof this up, I think. Hang on, we're gonna itemize.
Consequences will never be the same, right?
Yep. Consequences will never be the same.
Wait, I backtraced it.
So now Andy should actually have the magic.
It's a really sad story.
Andy's supposed to have.
It's not a story of online bullying.
What?
It's just that girl whose dad made that video.
Oh, yeah.
It was
For some
something
reason
sad,
I was
like, I'm just
thinking...
laughing about it, but-
I found it, okay. For some reason I was thinking of, Then Who Was Phone.
The what?
You know the like Half-Life fan fiction?
No.
Oh my goodness, you need to see it. 'Cause it's the best. Oh wait, I just remembered that I wasn't trying to go back here at all.
Oh.
You know,
I'm in love with this. That might be the coolest thing. Also, it just completely inverts the movement of Final Fantasy 1, where it was, you're ascending
right?
to the remnants of the more ancient civilization were in the sky.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And this one, I'm not really sure. It seems like the opposite.
It does kind of seem that way.
The motion is different. It's very fascinating. And I like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't really think about it that way.
Going up and going down. My Bible teacher made much of that particular device. There is still some light left in this shard. Come on, let's go to the cave north of here.
So these
I
must
like
be like the
that.
tippy tops of mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in Wind Waker.
Oh yeah. God, I wonder if this map is just going to transform once we see it.
But maybe that was the map we were accidentally looking at. Is like after we.
I guess
lower the water.
I guess I'm assuming that that's not a different place entirely. Oh, these are the coolest.
Oh, I should have. Hang on. We should have really used the HP fountain out there.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Pet that kitty's belly.
I got his belly.
Pet that
His
little
pink
belly.
little belly. Yeah, I have a super soft spot for kittens. But really, who doesn't?
Everybody loves a good kitten. Do you like a good kitten?
I mean, I liked a good kitten to the point where I've, accepted 2 into my life
It's true.
when they were kittens.
I'm wearing my my cat shirt.
Oh yeah,
Cat lady
Future
shirt.
Cat Lady. Yeah. That's a good shirt.
It was my welcoming little Brunsy into the family.
I'm just popping in here real quick to actually use the fountains.
Yeah.
Whichever one heals us, I can't remember
Pretty
which.
tile floor.
This one?
I know that the crystal, temple, well, I guess it was, in Final Fantasy 1, they weren't necessarily temples where you went to find we defeated the fiends, right?
They were elemental dungeons, for sure.
Dungeons, but like having temples where artifacts are stored actually seems like a really Zelda thing to me.
Although it's only true for this water crystal, because the rest of the crystals have not had temples.
No, that's true. I guess I'm thinking of the Shrine of Nepto being
yeah,
similar.
but that was totally different. Like it
No, but the dungeon idea is similar.
wasn't. Yeah.
They can link to the past or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're all different, but
What do you say? After we're done with all of the Final Fantasy games, we're gonna play all the Zelda games?
all of the Zelda games. So when we're like 80.
I mean, we can't talk as though there aren't a million Final Fantasy games. There's like 50 some odd.
No, I know, and we're gonna play
By
every
our last count.
single one of them. Every single one of them.
Every
Perhaps
single one.
twice.
Perhaps twice. Ugh.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. God, so many ropers.
But where's Ebert, right?
L. Roper.
Hey-o. Hey. Hey.
Bunch of ropists.
Did you get my joke, right? It was an Ebert and Roper joke.
Oh.
Rest in peace. I love Roger Ebert.
They're both dead now, right?
I think so. I think Robert died. Well,
Robert.
I was combining their names. I'm thinking of Siskel.
Siskel, yeah.
I'm reasonably confident he died much earlier.
Yeah. Siskel was the first one.
I was reading.
We grew up with them.
I know.
Because they were Chicago.
Yeah, he was a Chicagoan. He talked a lot about Steak and Shake. And like you would buy and stuff.
Well, Steak and Shake's down here.
I know. I think it's like I don't know. It seems like a Midwestern. This door was built to guard the altar of water. Only a maiden of water can open it. Elia falls to her knees, praying. That seems like a trope that we'd see later on too. The seal vanished. All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
But he was definitely from Illinois. Ooh, look at these wormy walls, Ryan. But I was reading Ebert's reviews and his great movies column like religiously, and up until he died.
Yeah, it probably influenced you a great deal.
Yeah. No, it was.
See, now I'm just thinking about Steak and Shake though. Like, in my early 20s, I definitely spent many a night after drinking at Steak and Shake, getting a burger and
When I was in
sobering.
That's nice. I mean, they were like 24 hours, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I loved it. When I
and their fries are awesome. You
we
just
worked,
get like huge
yes,
plates of
the
them.
fries are great. We worked right across from one when I worked at the movie theater, and you'd get out anywhere from like 1 to 2 or something. So we would always go over there, and it was like within walking distance. That was cool. That theater that I worked at now, they tore down.
Oh, really?
It's gone.
Wow.
It's wild. It was like a Joliet institution. Like Chrissy's brother worked there. Like it was like
it's a rite of passage to work.
There were a lot of people, who worked there. It was funny because way before I worked there, this girl I knew gave me a zine, and like it happened to be like a picture was taken on the stairs leading up. Like it was a very recognizable feature of the building. I didn't know it at the time. It's just everywhere, permeated. It's right next to a Barnes and Noble, so it was kind of cool. How very hip.
Have them all right next to each other.
So hip. We had so many pranks, Ryan. I think I've told you the pranks.
Oh yeah. Some of them, yeah.
Because my favorite was Nacho. Well, it said on our menu with the slidable letters. It said nachos, and right next to it said X cheese, EX cheese. So one of my favorite hijinks was to surreptitiously slide the S from nachos over to a line with the EX of X cheese, so that to an outside eye it read nacho sex cheese. That was my favorite.
I still love that. I just love the phrase nacho sex cheese. Like I think about that sometimes. It just makes me laugh, like in like totally random contexts.
We kept changing it though. That was the thing. And I should mention that I was a manager at this point.
Yeah. Clearly leading by example.
Yeah.
Let's put this.
It was a terrible job. It was a terrible, terrible job.
This place is complicated.
We also got a hot poop corn. And we once got it part of one of the side signs to read hot poop corn, ew, rats. And nobody noticed. I don't think anybody noticed, actually. We were really bad employees.
Yeah. That's the impression I've gotten from all your stories of working at this.
They were like, it was a really terrible place.
But
though.
Yeah, it did sound like they like abused you, and it was just like
they did.
The tiniest bit of power you could reclaim.
Thank you for understanding. It was. I mean, we worked like 14-hour shifts and like understaffed, and that job was wild because I got to the point where I was just like, I don't even know what to do. Like, have I told you this? Like one day I would just come in and like immediately like somebody would walk up to me. I remember very clearly. It was just like, Mr. Cox. Because of this place, if you're a manager, you had to go by Mr. or Mrs. X and your last name. Keep in mind that we were like 18-year-olds in community college, like, which is the most demeaning thing ever. Especially when it happened to align with whatever films were out. Mm-hmm. Like, it so happened that Dewey Cox, the Walk Hard story, was playing, so that got tons of stuff. And when there was a serial killer movie called Mr. Brooks, my friend,
I think I remember that one.
My friend Josh, whose name was Mr. Brooks, got a lot of
it.
It was rough. It was rough and wild. But I remember one time I came in and one of my employees just walked up to me and says, "We went in to clean the, Theater 7, and there's a couple having sex in there." And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I just got here. Like, I wasn't, like, at a certain point, I just wasn't prepared to deal with the hijinks. And then it was just like, I don't know, ask them to leave. and then they come back and they're like, now they're having sex in the bathroom. And like, I don't know what to do. Or like when your employees don't show up and like all the water starts leaking, so you're selling tickets and concessions and mopping up the water all at the same time.
See, this is to me like, you've told me some of this stuff before, and I've always just been like, yeah, I would just shut it down. Like I don't care enough to keep that place running at that point. Like it's not.
I have a weird self-destructive work ethic.
Yeah, it's not one person's job anymore. Like you cannot do it by yourself. It's like
no.
And part of that was because when you were telling me some of this stuff, I was still working at Starbucks, and it's like we would shut down if we could at any given moment because something goes wrong. Like power goes out, we lock the doors. Fuck it.
No, this place wasn't like that at all. It was so weird. So we would just do hijinks to let off steam.
I think that's reasonable.
We superglued coins to the floor sometimes for the arcade. We were really bad people. I'm kind of ashamed of it, in all honesty.
No,
it was harmless pranks for the most part, though. They never hurt anybody. The coin was just funny.
Yeah. Watch people try and pick them up. That's just innocent fun.
Innocent, good old fun. Good old-fashioned American fun.
As far as I'm concerned.
It's true.
It's just classic kid stuff.
Good stuff. I think we did scrape the paint on one of the pillars outside once, but we only graffitied it with like childish graffiti, like fart.
That's the best kind of graffiti.
Yeah, no, it is. Oh, those are things that I did. So now all you know too.
Yeah.
Judge me for my crimes.
So at work right now, one of the things in car sales is that there'll be a rotation of people who have the next sort of crack at the person who walks in if they don't already have an appointment or whatever. It's called getting an up. And so when you're waiting for your turn in the rotation, you kind of, unless you have a bunch of follow-up stuff to do, you do have kind of nothing to do.
Right.
Unless it's really busy, but it's often not. And so one of the things, I've already, mentioned that I'm a big fan of incrementer games. And so one of the things I've been doing is because people that work there know nothing about technology, nothing at all.
Really?
And are
they roughly your age, or are they
Oh no, they're usually, I'm actually one of the youngest people. Although because I don't look my age, I look older. People don't tend to think, and I'm married, so it's a little bit different.
Right.
But so I have on one of the computers, I have a window with a couple incrementer games that are just kind of running so that they can increment while I'm not there. And I just move the window so that you can barely see the frame of the window on the screen, and no one ever opens it, sees what's happening. Also, at one point, one of them is the CERN physics particle simulator thing, particle clicker.
Okay.
And it looks pretty bare bones. And I had it up when one of the other guys came up and he was like, "Oh, you're running a ping test? I know the Wi-Fi here is terrible." I was like, "No, this is just a game."
That's adorable.
Yeah, so people have no fucking clue.
Aww.
And now I have the iPad, and I bring that in and play Magic Duels on the iPad.
Nice.
No one has any fucking clue.
No.
Meanwhile, everyone else is just playing Bejeweled on their phone. And it's just man.
Playing solitaire.
You've been playing that for years.
With physical cards?
Well, no.
That would probably be up.
The thing is, you got to be able to get up really fast.
That's something you do only if you work in like a gas station in a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. Although I've often been tempted to play cards when I've been at a job where nothing's happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love card games, no matter what they are. I play Go Fish. I would do any of that stuff. I just love the physical mechanics of playing with cards.
It's nice. It's a nice thing, actually.
Yeah. I like shuffling. I like dealing. I don't know. There's something about it.
You're a wheeler. Your Steelers wheeling, Ryan. Stuck in the middle with you. Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the right. I would like to footnote that one for all of you listeners who aren't here in the room with us. So that'd be everyone but Ryan. To the left of me is young Hash Brown, a Joker.
That's
of the highest order.
The
Yes.
left is your lap?
I turned
Yeah, see,
slightly
now-
to
yeah,
face
okay,
Ryan, which
yeah.
meant that he is now on my left. And the Joker, of course, this light bulb guy over here. Very tall, very skinny, no arms.
For those of you playing along,
Unblinking.
Claire's referring to a lamp.
Did I say that or not?
No.
That was important. That was what I was trying to communicate. What did I say?
I don't even like a lighty blinky guy. Like I don't even know what you said.
I didn't mean that. I meant a lamp that looked like a person
had
who
a
was
few
very
drinks, let's see,
skinny.
you know.
It's been this week is unending.
It's Monday.
It ran right through the weekend for me with the migration.
Yeah.
No rest, Ryan.
No rest for the
I
wicked.
got up to feed the baby like 800 times to feed him more milk so he doesn't die.
He'll be fine.
He gets more, you're supposed to feed the kittens every 3 to 4 hours. Look at this tummy. Look how much there's not milk in that tummy.
It looks pretty full to me. It looks like a fully
Which could-
distended
he's got,
little belly.
He's got a worm belly.
Oh no, we got
no, backwards ropers. No. Oh,
We
no.
got roped into this backwards combat.
Whoa!
Uh.
It was something that happened. Do you know what it was?
What happened?
Brian, there's a Leuven Brothers song called "The Great Atomic Power," and it's a song about the savior protecting you in the likely event of a nuclear holocaust when the great atomic power rains fire from the skies.
Oh my goodness.
That's a thing that happened
That's
in
a
the 50s.
thing you write a song about.
Right? I guess it's the 50s, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure it was top of mind at that point.
Mm.
Especially since based on all the documentaries I've ever seen about the Cold War, like we really were like that close.
I mean,
like,
that makes a lot of sense. I'd like you to know that a roper is supposed to be 9 feet tall.
I mean, they're definitely bigger than us.
They are bigger than us. And smarter, Ryan. And more industrious. Frankly, the only thing we have to go on is our good old American pluck, Ryan.
Oh, good old American pluck.
Marzipan.
I'm gonna go up first.
Oh, no,
I started going the not up.
Right?
I changed my mind.
Did you ever go
Again? Come on.
There are too many heads on that horse and that cow, Ryan. Too many heads on that horse and that cow. Sing it with me, Ryan. There are too many heads on that horse and the cow. I'm not going to keep doing it until you sing it with me.
Nope.
There are too many heads on that horse
I'll
and
just
that
cut it
cow.
out.
There's
Just
too
cut it
many.
all out.
The whole thing? What if I just keep doing it? Too many heads on the horse and the
cut it
cow.
out.
Too many heads on the
cut it out.
horse and the cow. You love me, Ryan. You love me and you want me to be happy, which is why you want to sing the chant with me, right?
Nope.
Too many heads.
That's-
It's not hard to remember.
The thing is, I know that's not going to be the thing that makes you happy, so I see through it. I see right through it. I see right through it. You see, you're smiling. You're trying to put on a cry face, and you're smiling.
I can't. I like the chant a lot. I just want to share it with you, but just so everybody knows, Ryan doesn't want to share fun with me. Doesn't want
right.
to share chanting
I
fun.
want all the fun to myself. If I have to share it, I don't want it at all.
Ryan, a roper. Oh, Ryan, what
What?
I was going to ask you is, did you go through that American phase, that good old American phase, Ryan, when you
Oh, Lisa's on arrows.
did nothing but speaking a Homestar Runner voice for several months on it?
No, see, here's the thing. I was never into Homestar Runner, ever.
Ryan, what are you even saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're...
Sorry, it's just never been my thing. Sorry.
Reevaluating my life.
Hate to break it to you.
Oh,
It's just the way it is.
Ryan.
Well,
But he's...
okay, hang on.
But he's the Homestar Runner.
This just never was my thing.
For many, many moons, Ryan.
I believe you
Oh,
when you say that.
so many moons.
It's just never been my thing.
But you had all those great characters. Homestar, Runner, Strong, Bad,
I mean, some of it
Strong,
just
Sad,
Seems like exploitation of lisps.
Strong, Mad, Ryan. Everybody.
Yeah.
Good Jurier. It's alright. Not everyone has to lie.
Whoa.
It's a different time. Oh, does it have a high star?
You know what these guys look like?
The Otzagog.
They look like that guy from Our Real Monsters who held his eyeballs.
Oh my
in
god,
his
you're right. He
hand.
does look like that, Ryan.
You know what I'm talking about? That
I
guy?
do know what you're talking about.
I don't remember his name. I remember playing the All Real Monsters game for the Sega Genesis as a child, which was like the most fucking impossible game of all fucking time.
Do you think this is a variant on the Otyugh, which we saw in Final Fantasy 1 or 2?
It could be.
It's the D&D monster with the tentacles like that. I think so. Yeah. It's kind of just a mouth with tentacles. And oh yeah, it totally is. Look, that one has eyes in its tentacle.
Yeah, there you go.
It's totally it. Maybe, do you think they started getting crackdowns a little bit more from like TSR?
They might have. They might have at least started getting threats.
Well, I guess this wouldn't have come out there. I don't know. I wonder if TSR was big enough. Like, they probably didn't have like a Japanese office or anything.
No.
In like 89.
I'd be
know when they
surprised
sold
if
to
they did.
Wizards? Was it in the 90s?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well, it was like late 90s, I think.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Because TSR had the dragon logo, right?
Yes.
Because that was, I remember it being on certain games that were D&D.
Yeah, I feel like Magic came out before the TSR merge. Or
Yeah, I think
acquisition.
it did too.
So I think it's late 90s.
Like, I feel like when the, Legend set and stuff, like being from a role-playing game campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
There would have been more overlap.
Oh, what is the point of this? It's just nothing. It's just...
Are you supposed to go in the water?
No, I tried.
Are you supposed to wear a jaunty hat?
Yeah, that's the thing that we... Oh my god, again with this!
These ropers.
These fights take twice as long because our melee guys are in the back
Why
row.
does this keep happening?
Because I don't even know. Maybe
It's
we're
'cause
too
the-
low
maybe-
level.
can you
Although,
imagine-
like, when we're fighting a normal fight, like, we honestly do trivialize these fights for the most part.
But you know what happens is look at those creepy warblers that they walk around on. They're probably silent. You don't even see them coming. How creepy is that?
It's quite creepy.
You just hear, there's no rustling of the tentacles, just one rustle as they briefly touch.
Quiet, wet smacking.
Oh no, I imagine those feet rustle like dry leaves at most.
That's what you're thinking?
Oh yeah. Because
I always think of tentacles as wet.
Not these ones.
These are dry tentacles.
I mean, maybe the tentacles, but the bottom, the tentacles are rough like a snake. Smooth like a snake is rough. Did you know?
Did you know that snakes are not rough?
Did you know that a snake is smooth?
Smooth.
Smooth? Smooth. I don't know.
Smooth is a weird word.
Smooth.
In that it looks like it's pronounced smooth. But it is not pronounced.
You're right,
smooth.
it's not. Smooth.
Smooth.
I don't remember my... Wait a minute. Isn't IPA also International Phonetic Alphabet?
Sure. Why not?
I think it is. Maybe I'm misremembering that.
I mean, if you told me that, I would believe you. All the way. I would take it to the bank.
Really?
Yeah. And I would tell them, like, hey, bank person, I've heard that IPA stands for International Phonetic Alphabet. They'd be like, you're right, here's $1 million.
The banker, uneducated in such matters, and presuming far greater importance than actually intelligent, Phrygian.
Does Phrygian begin with a P? Okay.
Like the Phrygian mode.
I don't even know what that is.
The modes were a way to... I don't really know how to describe the modes.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not very
I
educated
don't
in
need
musical
to know.
matters.
I'll forget, even if you did tell me.
The modes were a series of, like, you could, at least on guitar, you could learn to play the fretboard modally. So you memorize certain patterns of steps and half steps that they're in an entire sequence, and you can just move it around depending on the key you're in, so that you can play the entire fretboard in the same key. And I think the same is true of any other instrument. It was a way of allowing you to exploit instruments, like somebody else, like who knows jazz or something. Please clarify this, because
Just jump in. Just jump right in.
Just
Call in 1-888.
Have I said clarify yet? Because it's a great one. It's a great one for the rest of my life. Clarify.
Yeah, now you just have access to
clarification. My name? Yeah, I would have it no other way. But anyway,
I don't get that. I'm not privileged in that way. You can't really make a pun with my name. Now you're gonna try.
I'm trying.
Ah, you got it.
Heyo. Anyway.
See, now we can go.
It in jazz at least, it broke people out of having to play scales based on chords. because you could play a couple of chords, I think, probably in the same key, like, and then just explore from there. It didn't have to be dependent on a chord progression.
Couldn't you just like noodle?
Yeah, but it has to be. I mean, in modes, you could kind of play anything that fit in that key.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you can instead of playing a single scale attached to a specific chord. I think. That's my understanding, and it's probably a totally flawed understanding.
No, it sounds totally right and logical, and I could not dispute it if I tried.
That's my best understanding. Because up until that point with Bop, the chord changes were so fast, and that's why like people like Charlie Parker were so good, because they could improvise amazingly over incredibly fast chord changes and constantly switch scales all the time. But in like, what do you call it? I don't know what I'm doing, Ryan. Hard bop. I'm thinking like kind of blue, like modal jazz. You could let you explore more.
Mm-hmm.
Their melody wasn't tied to chords in the same way. I sound like probably an idiot to anyone who knows music.
So,
because there's a couple people who study jazz in Fred, I'm pretty sure, or like
or at least as
so they probably like will actually be able to explain it.
Fans, not necessarily like study.
That was from like my music education like 10 years ago.
Although I'll be honest, I mean my eyes glaze over when I see the post about jazz. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, like I just don't know anything about it, and I don't care to know. It's just not my jam. I don't really have a jam. My jam is games. Let's talk about games.
Sorry,
that's okay.
We
can talk about jazz. I just won't have much to contribute.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know why I was talking about that.
I don't even remember how we got there.
I don't know either.